Hi lovelies. Well, today I'm going to do Marlene Ditrich. It's one that I really, she was probably one of the first people I wrote on the list when I started this channel. But I haven't done it because part of me is nervous about doing it because she is such an icon that you really want to get it right. And it's really, it's not that it's a particularly difficult look, but just to emulate that is just, I don't know why, it just makes me a bit nervous. I'm going to start off by using Benefit Play Stick Foundation. Now with this look you really want a full coverage foundation, okay? So you might want, say, MAC Full Cover, or you might like Laura Mercier Silk Cream. There's so many really full coverages. Double Wear, that's another one, that's Estee Lauder. But you do need a good coverage for this, because bear in mind she probably would have used Pan Stick, which is a very heavy coverage. So now, using quite a good concealer, I'm actually using the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage, but you can use MAC Studio Finish, which is basically full coverage. If you're using MAC Full Coverage, you can use that. Any kind of heavy concealer, you want to make sure that you're concealing everything. If you've got fair brows like me, then take a tiny bit across the brows as well. If you've got heavier brows, it's a little bit more of a difficult look to perfect because Ditrich brows were very thin and dark. The skin has to be absolutely flawless and quite porcelain. Now with the eyeshadow, I'm going to use, this is a Bobbi Brown palette. It's got a mixture of colours in there, blushes and eyeshadows. I actually used it on my bridal tutorial, but I'm going to get extra use out of it because I'm going to use, I'm going to use the 3 top colour eyeshadows. So starting with the beige colour, which is probably picking up as white on your screen, I'm going to put that all over the lid. All these colours are matte, and they should be if you want to replicate this perfectly. So put plenty of this on. So Marlene's look was classic Hollywood. She accentuated all her features with contouring and highlighting. So whenever you think of her in those classic poses with the really strong cheekbones and, you know, the socket. I'm using a MAC 217, I'm going to use the mid-tone. Oh, there it is, that one. We're going to take that through the socket, at the top of the socket bone, and finish it right up by the eyebrow. I'm going to use a 224 just to blend that. Everything has to be blended and then blended some more. You want it to have that kind of slightly hazy old Hollywood black and white type look. So we're just building this up and we're keeping this part of the lid completely free of eyeshadow, so it creates quite a heavy sort of sleepy looking lid. Now using the darker brown, well, I could actually tell you the colours of these. The lightest one is called Bone, the middle one is Taupe, and the darkest one is Mahogany. So using Mahogany, I'm going to take that just through the same place very lightly. I'm going to blend that some more. So I use substantially less of the darker colour there. It's really just so you get that kind of darkness in the centre of your hazy blending. So we're really starting to sculpt and contour these lids now. Just make that slightly darker. I mean, really minutely darker, just in that outer corner. I think it's very, very important not to blend your eyeshadow up high here, okay, because all this, it needs to be kind of a sleepy eye, slightly downwards tilted, because we're going from the 20s to the 30s. Obviously in the 20s the eyes were like that kind of owl shaped, and in the 30s they're kind of lifting, but it's a gradual thing, okay, so we don't want to go too high with that. So we've contoured, now we're going to highlight a little bit. I'm actually using, this is Lust Dust from Benefit, and the colour is Nugget. I'm using an AOFM brush, and what we're going to do is we're just going to put a little bit of this highlighter across the lid here to accentuate that slightly sleepy eye. I'm just going to get the brows in so that we get a bit more of a feel for it. I'm going to use Mahogany, the dark brown there, rather than using another product to confuse things. I'm using a Louise Young angled brush as well. Now the brows, this is tricky. They're really round. So just one line, and then you just got to make it darker by going over it. Okay, so I'm starting at the top of my brow, and I'm curving the line just slightly, and then I'm cutting through at the arch and finishing the brow underneath my natural brow line. I'm using highbrow pencil from Benefit, and I'm just going to put this just underneath the eyebrows and blend it onto the brow bone. We'll just blend that in using a brush. And we're also going to take this highbrow just on the inside of the eye. Curl your lashes lightly and then put a light coat of mascara on. I'm using, this is Rimmel Sexy Curves. Stupid name, great mascara. Oh, you know what I've forgotten? I've forgotten my eyeliner. I just got sent this today and I'm really excited about it. I haven't yet tried it on the eyes, but I tried it on my hand and I loved it. It's from, let me get it close to you, other way around. This is Ico Graffiti Eyeliner Pen. Now I'm assuming, because it's Ico, it's not going to be extremely expensive, but it is a really good product and it doesn't budge. Obviously it's not a good product if you're a makeup artist, because you can't use that hygienically. So get a really fine line, as close to the lashes as you can. Give yourself a teeny flick. I've just gone back to my Benefit highlighter. I'm just going to go over the top very lightly here. And here. Now, Marlena wore eyelashes, and the best eyelashes are ones that are very fine and feathery like that. These ones are Revlon Fantasy Lash. You might not even be able to detect those, they're so fine. Now I'm going to set the foundation using a foundation. This is foundation powder from Laura Mercier. The colour is number 2. As I said, it really has to be flawless. I'm going to use this. I used it the other day. I love it. It's from Bourjois. It's a pressed powder. The colour is beige medium. I love it. It's perfect as a contour. I'm using a Laura Mercier. I'm using a Laura Mercier contour brush. Now, using the same mid-tone brown, I'm going to pop a little bit of that in the contour too. Don't start with the darker brown though. Always start with that softer peach so you've got something to blend that brown into, so it won't go on so kind of dark and ashy. Obviously with me, I don't have the cheekbones that Mарлene Ditrich had, so I'm kind of creating it a little bit more. If you're lucky enough to have those amazing cheekbones, you won't need to sculpt so much or blag it really quite as much as I am. Also going to take a little bit of that just along the jaw. And of course this is an incredibly photographic makeup inspired by a photograph, by an icon that I've only seen from a photograph. It's not very wearable, but if you're a makeup artist then you have to know how to do this look, because it will be, you know, it will be referenced to you time and time again. So you just have to have it in your repertoire. I'm just putting a little bit of mascara on those lashes. Just a tiny bit, we don't want to take away the featheriness of them. Back to my Benefit Luster, that was my highlighter. Now we're going to use this. I'm using this on a 225, which I think is discontinued. They always discontinue the good ones. This is going on the top of the cheekbones. Now I found this when I was going through my stuff and I haven't used this for ages. This is the Gemma Kid Pro Eye Perfector, but it's also excellent for going around your lip line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this this Marlena shape, which was quite rounded, but to really enhance that I'm going to go round it with this eye perfector, which you can also use on your lips, just to sharpen up that shape. So I guess the thing to do is start with a red. I'm using MAC red pencil. Bear in mind that pictures of Marlene were shot in black and white, so it's quite difficult to tell what colour lipstick she had on, because it doesn't actually matter what colour lipstick you put on if you're having a photograph taken in black and white. So for example, if you wore green lipstick, no one would know. The only thing that matters is the shade. So sometimes her lips look quite natural, which would mean she had quite a bright red on. Sometimes her lips look slightly darker, which would be more of a berry red. This is from Beauté, and the colour is called Masochist. Okay, I'm just going to go around this with my Gemma Kid product. If you actually have a look at pictures of Marlena, you can see she's got a light line going around her lips. I'm not sure people look at things as intensely as I do though. Okay, so Beauté weightless lip cream, and the colour is Masochist. Seriously, could that lipstick be any more divine? I have to have a moment's silence for that. It's that good. Amazing. Love it. Absolutely love it. So to anybody studying makeup, I hope this has been useful. I just think this is the most stunning, iconic look that ever there was. And I'm about to go and pick my daughter up from school like this. Thanks for watching, as always, and I will see you soon. Oh, the other good thing about this lipstick, makes teeth look white. Fantastic. So yeah, thank you for watching if you did manage to make it all the way to the end, and I will see you soon.